Ever wondered how communities that reject electricity can have solar panels on their barns? You'll see horse-drawn buggies rolling past modern solar technology, a sight that seems impossible. The Amish have found brilliant religious loopholes and community negotiations that allow them to harness the sun while staying true to centuries-old beliefs. Secret 1. Off-grid loophole. The Amish reject public grid electricity, but accept solar panels because standalone systems are off-grid, creating no connection to the outside world. This distinction allows them to generate their own power without compromising their separation from worldly influences. Solar panels provide self-sufficiency that aligns with their values of independence, while avoiding the spiritual dangers they associate with being connected to public utility systems. Secret 2. Church approval. Each Amish church district makes collective decisions about solar panel usage through their Ordnung, the unwritten rules governing community behavior. Church leaders and congregation members discuss technology adoption during meetings held before twice-yearly communion services, aiming to preserve unity while addressing practical needs. Approval varies dramatically between districts. Some conservative Schwarzentruber communities forbid even battery lights, while progressive Lancaster County settlements widely embrace solar installations on barns and workshops. Secret 3. Gradual introduction. Solar technology gained acceptance among the Amish through gradual introduction starting around 1980 to 1985, beginning with simple 1 to 2 panel systems that charged batteries for single light bulbs. This slow adoption prevented the technology shock that would have triggered community rejection. Dan Beachy, an Amish solar installer, explains the progression from kerosene lamps to natural gas lighting, then to basic solar-powered bulbs, each step building community comfort with the technology. The gradual approach was crucial because, as one installer notes, if you would have gone from nothing to what we have today overnight, like a 10-kilowatt system, it never would have been allowed. The decades-long progression allowed communities to evaluate each technological step against their religious principles before accepting more sophisticated solar installations. Secret 4. Practical necessity. Rising energy costs and practical farming needs drove Amish adoption of solar panels, with diesel prices making generators increasingly expensive to operate. Many Amish purchased pre-wired English houses that required electrical power for water pumps, heating systems, and lighting, creating immediate practical needs that solar could meet without violating off-grid principles. Commercial Amish operations like chicken barns with feed lines and workshops with power tools found solar technology increasingly necessary as businesses expanded. The technology finally reached efficiency levels that could power larger commercial applications that previously required diesel generators running constantly. Area solar dealers report 30 to 50% increases in Amish system sales during periods of rising fuel costs, demonstrating how practical economics drive adoption within religious constraints. The Amish philosophy that if technology helps put food on the table, then it's of good use, allows practical considerations to override initial technological skepticism when community survival and prosperity are at stake. Secret 5. Biblical justification. The Amish view solar power as responsibly using God's natural resources, aligning with their stewardship beliefs about caring for creation. Unlike fossil fuels that require extraction and processing, solar energy harnesses direct divine provision from the sun, making it spiritually acceptable as utilizing God's gifts rather than man's inventions. This religious reasoning helps justify solar adoption to conservative community members who might otherwise resist new technology. Solar panels reduce pollution and environmental damage, which appeals to Amish values of simple living and minimal impact on God's creation. The technology allows communities to maintain their agricultural lifestyle while meeting modern needs for food preservation, water pumping, and livestock care. Solar-powered refrigeration prevents food spoilage and supports food safety requirements, while solar water pumps ensure adequate livestock hydration during droughts. Religious leaders can present solar adoption as faithful stewardship rather than worldly compromise, making the technology easier to accept within traditional theological framework. The renewable nature of solar energy aligns with Amish principles of sustainability and self-sufficiency that have guided their communities for generations, providing theological cover for what might otherwise seem like dangerous technological innovation. Secret 6. Application restrictions. While solar panels themselves gain approval, Amish communities impose strict restrictions on how the generated electricity can be used, focusing rules on appliances rather than generation systems. Most districts allow solar power for essential functions like water pumps, livestock, electric fences, washing machines, and basic lighting, while prohibiting luxuries like televisions, computers, or central air conditioning. Different communities create unique restrictions. Some require direct current lighting limited to 12 volts. Others prohibit electric lights on main floors, and many forbid specific appliances like microwaves, dishwashers, or air conditioners. When solar installation began, installers often hid light switches in closets to conceal evidence of electricity use in homes. The rules create complex technical challenges. Installers must design systems that provide necessary power while preventing access to prohibited applications. Battery-powered systems store solar energy for use during cloudy weather or nighttime, but storage capacity is often deliberately limited to prevent powering large appliances. Some communities allow solar power in workshops and barns, but prohibit it in residential areas, maintaining separation between work necessity and domestic luxury. These restrictions ensure solar adoption serves practical community needs without introducing worldly temptations that could undermine traditional family structures or spiritual focus. Secret 7. Modified technology. The Amish don't simply adopt standard solar technology, they modify and adapt systems to fit their cultural values and religious requirements. Solar installations are deliberately kept simple, typically involving just a couple panels with battery storage, rather than elaborate grid tie systems that would represent unnecessary complexity and expense. Professional Amish solar installers like Wellspring Components, founded as a buggy repair shop, specialize in creating culturally appropriate systems. They understand that elaborate solar arrays larger than families need for specific tasks would depart from plain lifestyle principles and potentially burden families financially while making them less dependent on community mutual aid. The modification extends to system design. Amish solar systems use 12-volt direct current systems that power LED lights, small appliances, and basic tools without requiring complex inverters that convert to 110-volt alternating current. This keeps technology simple and limits potential applications to community-approved devices. Installation locations are carefully chosen. Panels typically appear on barns, workshops, and outbuildings rather than prominently displayed on house roofs where they might represent prideful display of wealth or technology. The placement maintains community values of humility while providing necessary power generation. Even battery storage is adapted, with specialized load-balancing technology developed by Amish-owned companies to ensure reliable power distribution without sophisticated computerized management systems that would violate technology restrictions. These modifications ensure solar adoption enhances rather than threatens traditional community values. Secret 8. Business applications. Amish businesses have driven much solar adoption because commercial operations require reliable power that solar can provide without violating off-grid principles. Amish-owned furniture shops, bakeries, restaurants, and manufacturing businesses need consistent electricity for tools, refrigeration, and lighting, making solar installations economically essential rather than spiritually questionable. The business case for solar becomes particularly compelling in large-scale operations like chicken barns that require constant power for ventilation, feed lines, and automated systems. These commercial facilities consume substantial electricity that would be prohibitively expensive using diesel generators, making solar installation a practical necessity rather than technological luxury. Many Amish businesses apply for USDA rural development grants. that provides significant funding for renewable energy projects, reducing installation costs and making solar economically attractive. Business owners who already operate within community-approved commercial activities can justify solar adoption as necessary for economic survival and community employment. Retail stores require power for cash registers, lighting, and refrigerated displays, needs that solar meets without requiring grid connection. The combination of business, necessity, and economic incentives helps overcome religious resistance to new technology. Professional services like solar installation have created entirely new Amish business sectors, with companies like Arc Battery specializing in lithium battery systems designed specifically for Amish applications, and Wellspring Components expanding from buggy repair into solar installation. These business applications demonstrate how economic pressures and practical needs can drive technological adoption within religious constraints, creating precedents that make solar technology acceptable for residential applications as communities observe successful business implementations without spiritual compromise. Secret 9. Community variations. Solar panel acceptance varies dramatically across different Amish communities, creating a complex patchwork of technological permissions that reflects local church leadership and community traditions. Holmes County, Ohio, contains approximately 15 different Amish flavors with varying solar policies. Some New Order communities allow house lighting, while others restrict panels to barns and workshops only. Conservative Schwarzentruber communities may forbid solar completely, not even allowing battery-powered lights, while progressive Lancaster County settlements widely embrace solar installations for both residential and commercial applications. The Bern, Indiana area sees almost no solar adoption due to differences in bishops and district leadership, while neighboring communities extensively use solar technology. Northern Indiana Old Order groups stretching to Fort Wayne and Allen County have made solar common, with businesses switching from large generators to solar systems. Even within single settlements, different church districts create varying rules about acceptable solar applications, some allowing air conditioning, while others prohibiting any electric appliances beyond basic lighting. The community variation reflects the fundamental Amish principle that each church district maintains autonomy over technology decisions through local ordnung development. Bishops and church leaders evaluate solar adoption based on their specific community's spiritual needs, economic circumstances, and technological comfort levels. These variations create interesting situations where neighboring Amish families may have completely different solar capabilities based solely on which church district governs their community. Families moving between districts must often modify their solar systems to comply with new community standards. The patchwork of permissions demonstrates how religious communities can maintain traditional values while adapting to modern challenges in locally appropriate ways. Rather than universal rules, the Amish approach allows communities to find solutions that preserve their specific spiritual priorities while meeting practical needs through careful technological evaluation and gradual adoption processes. Secret 10. Future developments. The Amish solar industry continues expanding as technology becomes more efficient and affordable, with systems that cost over $1,000 25 years ago now available for $150. Licensed Amish electricians are emerging in Ohio, representing significant shifts in community acceptance of electrical expertise while maintaining cultural sensitivity to religious restrictions. New applications like solar-powered electric bike charging and water heating systems are becoming standard. The trend suggests continued solar adoption as practical benefits overcome technological resistance, though community leaders remain vigilant about technology creep that could gradually erode traditional boundaries through incremental adoption. The Amish solar industry continues expanding as technology becomes more efficient and affordable, with systems that cost over $1,000 25 years ago now available for $150. Licensed Amish electricians are emerging in Ohio, representing significant shifts in community acceptance of electrical expertise while maintaining cultural sensitivity to religious restrictions. New applications like solar-powered electric bike charging and water heating systems are becoming standard. The trend suggests continued solar adoption as practical benefits overcome technological resistance, though community leaders remain vigilant about technology creep that could gradually erode traditional boundaries through incremental adoption. Secret 11. Economic benefits. The financial advantages of solar power have become increasingly compelling for Amish communities facing rising energy costs and economic pressures. Area solar dealers report 30 to 50% increases in sales during periods of high diesel prices, as families realize significant long-term savings by switching from expensive generator fuel to free solar energy. Many Amish businesses qualify for USDA rural development grants that provide substantial funding for renewable energy projects, making solar installations financially attractive rather than burdensome. These grants